Top 10 Most Powerful Militaries in Europe. For many years, military or hard power was widely considered the primary source of a state's power. However, towards the end of the Cold War, economic powers took over. A prevalent narrative about the end of history, combined with a decrease in military confrontations, led to a belief of hope that wars could largely be a thing of the past. So, in this video, we will discuss the top 10 most powerful militaries in Europe. But before starting our video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. This video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick around till the end. Number 10. Italy. Italy is a south-central European country whose boot-shaped borders extend into the Mediterranean Sea. The country's historical cities, world-renowned cuisine, and more than 40 million tourists each year. The nation is home to Mount Etna, Europe's tallest and most active volcano, and houses two countries within its borders, the Vatican and San Marino. Another Mediterranean naval power, Italy has 2 aircraft carriers and 16 warships. Its military budget is $29.3 billion and has 165,500 servicemen, while in the air, it flies 241 war-capable aircraft. Italy has not been involved in any major conflicts since World War II, when, as a fascist regime, it had allied with the Third Reich. Number 9. France. The strongest military force in the EU, France is playing an active role in the defense of the Union with a budget of $55 billion and 208,700 men and women serving in it. France's naval fleet dominates in the Mediterranean with 1 aircraft carrier, 27 warships, and 8 nuclear submarines. 2 years ago, France sent warships to the Cyprus EEZ to protect a French interest research vessel from the Turkish Navy that was harassing it. France today is a democracy with a separation of power falling between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. Number 8. The United Kingdom. The armed forces of the once mighty British Empire no longer dominate Europe and the rest of the world. Nevertheless, it still remains a strong military force. The UK has a budget of $61.5 billion and 138,500 men and women serving in the armed forces, with 225 military aircraft. On the ground, the United Kingdom employs 227 battle tanks. At sea, it has 2 aircraft carriers, 30 warships, and 11 nuclear submarines. The nation's global interference has its roots in the British Empire, formed during the European colonial era and peaked in the early 20th century before embarking on decolonization following World War II. Number 7. Turkey. In recent years, Turkey has tried to establish itself as a major military force in a wide area covering Northeast Europe, the Eastern Mediterranean, Asia Minor, and North Africa. A prominent member of NATO, Turkey has an army of 355,200 men and women and a budget of only $11 billion. Yet, in its arsenal, it has 4,378 tanks, and at sea, 26 warships and 12 submarines. Its air force is 310 aircraft strong. For more than a decade, power struggles between the military-backed secular government and an increasingly powerful religious movement have raised concerns about government stability. The Islamic-based Justice and Development Party, also known as the AKP, was recently elected to lead the parliamentary republic, temporarily curbing fears of anti-Islamic sentiments. Number 6. Germany. Germany, the EU's most populous nation, has one of the world's largest economies, and since its role in the international community steadily increased since its reunification. The focal European nation borders 9 countries, and its scene shifts from the northern fields that arrive at the North and Baltic Oceans to the Bavarian Alps in the south. In Northern Europe, German-speaking tribes have existed since antiquity, but the 19th century saw the birth of the modern German state. The country was divided after the 2 world wars of the 20th century, and reunification took place in 1990, following the fall of the East German communist state. Number 5. Spain. Several independent companies united in 1492 to form the Kingdom of Spain, a cultural patchwork that continues to shape the modern nation's dynamic entity. Spain comprises much of the Iberian Peninsula, which it shares with Portugal on the southwestern edge of Europe. It also includes the Balearic Islands in the Mediterranean Sea, the Canary Islands in the Atlantic Ocean, and 2 enclaves in North Africa. Maritime strength and colonial wealth established Spain's position as a global leader through the 16th and 17th centuries, a standing that declined as the nation lagged behind great global movements, such as the Industrial Revolution. A civil war brought dictator Francisco Franco into power back in 1939, and it was only after his death in 1975 that Spain could make strides to level itself with international progress. Number 4. Greece. Located in southeastern Europe, Greece as an independent nation is young, existing since the 19th century. Its civilization, however, is one of history's oldest and most influential, credited with creating the concept of democracy as well as the ancient Olympic Games, and laying Western foundations in science, the arts, and philosophy. Greece occupies the southernmost part of Europe's Balkan Peninsula, as well as a collection of islands that dot the Aegean, Ionian, and Mediterranean seas. Its landscapes of mountains, hills, and coastlines, and its rich cultural heritage makes it one of the most visited countries in the world. Greece broke away from the Ottoman Empire and declared independence in the early 19th century. A referendum in 1974 abolished the monarchy and created the parliamentary republic that exists today. The country has a free market economy with some government involvement. Number 3. Poland. Poland is a medium-sized nation located in Central Europe, with a history and culture shaped by a millennium of conflict across the European continent. Poland as a Christian nation began forming in the mid-10th century, and by the mid-16th century, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was one of the largest countries on the continent. Partitioned by the neighboring countries in the late 18th century, Poland briefly regained its independence following World War I. Both Nazi Germany and the former Soviet Union invaded the country in 1939, marking the beginning of World War II. Number 2. Russia. The archenemy of the United States, after World War II of course, was the communist Soviet Union. Today's Russia is a capitalist country, but it retains the military might of the former Red Empire. Currently, Russia has an army of 1 million men and women, with a budget of $43.2 billion. It has double the number of tanks than the US, 13,830, and about the same number of nuclear weapons, 6,500, and only one aircraft carrier. It also has 70 warships, 28 nuclear submarines, and 1,379 aircraft. Number 1. The United States. The most powerful economic and military power in the world is the United States of America, a nation in North America. In a similar vein, it has left its cultural mark all over the world, led in large part by its popular culture, which can be seen in movies, music, and television. The COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent severe economic downturn are currently affecting the nation. The Star-Spangled Banner marks the strongest military power in the world. Despite the United States' withdrawal from Afghanistan, its armed forces have an imposing presence across the world. With military bases in many parts of the world, the U.S. Armed Forces remains the most powerful of any on the globe. With a budget of $738 billion and 1,388,000 men and women in the armed forces, it boasts an awe-inspiring 6,125 nuclear weapons, 11 aircraft carriers, 68 nuclear submarines, 3,761 military aircraft, 867 attack helicopters, 6,209 tanks, and 113 warships. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more videos like this one, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.